Gracious. All right, Doug Davis is at the mic.
Strikes with all my pitches except for my curveball. But for the most part, I was able to keep them off balance and able to execute pitches when I had to.
Not to take away what you did today, but after watching yesterday's game and the wind blowing out, I'm sure you did come out here for a second matchup.
No, not really. I'm not going to try to get in my own head before I get out there. So, I pitched to contact and good things happen. I let my defense play behind me. Just try to make it easy.
You pitched well enough to win a couple, but you had did that wear on your road, or
I've been in this game too long to have that worry about, to have that extra worry on me. The main thing, I've been struggling with walks, and that was something that I definitely wanted to fix today. Although I walked a few, I was able to, execute a pitch to get out of the situation. So, I'm happy the way I threw, and happy I finally got my first one out of the way as a Cub.
Doug, you energized the crowd, but did the crowd and the atmosphere energize you today?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was fun. It was more than expected for sure. Everybody was into the game, and you get those extra butterflies when you strike a guy out and get out of an inning when you're in trouble and stuff like that. So it definitely keeps you going. Yeah, right. There is something to it. When the Yankees and the Cubs, they have longtime fans, they both root for their diehards for their team, and that's something that the two teams together, produce, extra little aura about it. It's just nice. It's fun.
All right, there you go, Doug Davis with a really solid outing. If you have a question for my partner, Todd Hollandsworth, log on to csnchicago.com. Click the Submit Comments and Questions tab. It is our Coors Light Submit a Question segment. Now time for our Play of the Day today, brought to you by Sports Authority, and it was Reed Johnson stepping up, making Mike Quaddy look like a genius with a defensive move.
I'll tell you what, Reed Johnson, anytime he is between the white lines, is going to give you 110% effort. Big catch, leading off the ninth inning. You make it right there. You keep the Yankees at bay. You keep the inning under control. You get yourself the win. I mean, just what a fantastic effort. Gets himself over there, protects himself from the wall by getting down and getting dirty right there. Full extension. That's going to be a fair baseball right there. What can you say? I mean, that's what bench guys are supposed to do. You got to bring it, and you got to open eyes any way you can each and every day, and that's what you do. It's not always about getting the big pinch hit. It's about coming in, playing great late inning defense as well.
Right, there's always something you can do. I remember you making a catch at U.S. Cellular Field, going up over the wall and bringing back, was it a Joe Creedy home run?
Yes.
Was it Joe Creedy home run, or you'd get a big pinch hit? You always came prepared, and it seems like that's how Reed Johnson approaches every day.
Well, and you have to, and I think you heard Q talk about it a little bit. You have to protect him because he's willing to run through a wall. Having him out there 7 days a week, odds are he's probably going to hurt himself, especially as you get up there in years. And I did that to myself, doing some silly things and trying some things that I probably shouldn't have tried. But you look at Reed, you love a guy who gives you 110% effort. He wasn't feeling sorry for himself for not being in the lineup today. He was out there. They needed 3 outs. He was going to do whatever he could, however he was going to contribute to make that catch. He was ready, he was prepared, and he went out there and made the play. If he wasn't, there's no way he makes that catch.
All right, time for a pitching recap. Today's starters, Freddie Garcia against Doug Davis, and both guys threw the ball very well. I mean, Freddie struggled early, gave up the 3 runs. Doug Davis gave up just 1 lone run, and that came in the 8th inning. But you look, both guys pitched pretty well. Doug Davis just a bit better.
Well, you talk about this matchup coming into the game, and really what this game was about. Doug Davis never had to switch lanes. He certainly didn't have to switch gears. Freddie, on the other hand, had to. Complete control of the strike zone. Greg Gibson, home plate umpire, had a very liberal strike zone down. He was getting an awful lot of help down there, but that helped Doug Davis out. He went right at it. You see it right there, ball at the bottom of the zone. He was able to nail that down there, get a few check swings. I mean, there was only 2 hard hit balls in this game by the Yankees, and they have been playing great baseball, and they've been hitting the ball coming into this series. So you want to talk about what Doug Davis did today. fantastic effort. Changed speeds, was in complete control, got the walks down, only the 3 walks, but he was throwing each and every one of his pitches wherever he wanted. Look at that swing right there. Ball tailing out of the zone, getting one of their hottest hitters, Mark Teixeira, to pop out to second base. I mean, there just was not good swings by the Yankees today, and it's because they were fooled. A lot of these at-bats, they were surprised. He was able to get his 86-mile-an-hour fastball by a lot of these guys because they started sitting on some of his soft stuff. Again, just a masterful effort.
You know, with Kerry Wood on the disabled list, when Sean Marshall struggled, you're probably going to Woody in that situation. But with him unavailable, rather than use Jeff Samardzija, Mike Quaddy said, you know what, I'm going right to my ace in the hole, Carlos Marmol. He got A-Rod on an elevated fastball and then went back to his bread and butter in the 9th inning and got the strikeout to end the ball game with the hammer slider. Well, you talk about Carlos in this series. I think he's going to be a pivotal player in this series because of one thing. The Yankees don't see him an awful lot. I've really found with Carlos, the only people that seem to have found any kind of success with him, you know, other than when he doesn't have a slider, are the teams that kind of get to see him a little bit more, which are the National League Central teams, guys who are going to see him a few more times. Your Yankees have no idea. Sure, they've probably watched some tape. They've seen that slider, but you saw it in A-Rod's at bat. He took 2 sliders right down the middle of the plate, and he kind of buckled his knees just because he had no idea how that pitch was going to react, and it took him a while to kind of get a feel for it. So he has definitely got that working for him. And the same thing happened with Posada. He took one, and Bob had talked about it. He watched it, and he tracked it trailing. Well, then the hammer comes back and catches the corner with a really good break, and then Dickerson had no chance on that last pitch. Well, we were talking about that. You feel helpless. I mean, you're so aware of his slider. Everybody in baseball understands that Carlos Marmol brings the slider. That is his bread and butter. He gets guys out with it, and he'll tell you himself, a lot of times he doesn't know exactly what it's going to do that day. But that being said, you go down to that last at-bat with Dickerson, he took 2 fastballs right down the middle of the plate, and still, because obviously he was looking for that slider, he was still able to put him away with a swing and a miss, even though I'm sure Dickerson was probably thinking he's got to throw the slider now, and he did, and he still put him away. All right, time for our Feldco coming home moment. Top of the first, after Kosuke Fukudome had walked to lead off the inning, Starlin Castro goes to the gap. Well, he goes to the gap at 78 miles an hour. Great game plan early for the Cubs in this ball game, and you saw it. They were able to put guys on. They were able to capitalize on off-speed pitches up in the zone. Great stroke. Starlin Castro, what can you say? I mean, he executes his game plan about as well as anybody I've seen so far this season, and he's very, very consistent in doing it. You saw it today. Again, you talk about those 5 base hits. Every one of those guys went up there, saw a curveball, changeup, slider. Those were the balls that they were hitting hard. Those were the pitches that they were looking for. They were able to go out there and get that 3-run lead. We talk about it all the time. Get those 3 runs. And if you get good starting pitching, you got to have a chance to win if you're in a Cub uniform. They got it today. They got themselves a W. Yeah, it's interesting. I also like the gamble by Ivan DeJesus in the first. He never slowed Fukudome. He decided we're going to take a shot. And it looked like there wasn't great communication by the Yankees on the relay because there's a double clutch. Oh, my God, he's going. They never expected it, and it gets the Cubs on the board early and relaxes everybody. It really has been the kind of baseball the Cubs have played the last 5 games. They've scored runs. They've been aggressive. They've been aggressive on defense. They're playing with a little bit more passion, a little bit more zip in their step. That's one thing I noticed in about the 6th inning. I said to you, I said, doesn't it look to me a little bit like this Yankees team's a little lethargic today? And they just, maybe they were overwhelmed by Doug Davis, or they were kind of being lulled to sleep by his slow delivery. But again, this was a Cubs team that looked like they wanted this game. They wanted it today. They were going to go out there and get it. They were going to play good baseball, and they did just enough good things to get a win. All right, as we head to our first break, let's check out our Cubs opinion poll. Which of these American League teams do you most like to see play at Wrigley Field? Tigers, Red Sox, White Sox, or Yankees? Log on to CSNChicago.com, then visit the Cubs team page. Cast your vote. We'll have the results later at Coors Light Cubs Postgame Live.
Xfinity TV from Comcast gives you access to 10,000 on-demand titles and the best HD picture quality. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Whatever happened to clothes? Now men dress like boys, prancing about in capri pants and baseball caps. Come on, dress like a man. And try drinking like one, too. 1800 tequila.
The home side is something going on.
Some watch simply for the love of the game.
I'm the big guy.
Others seek out the best players or the biggest matchups and wait for the unpredictable outcome.
Double play.
But for most fans, it's about experiencing every magic moment live as it happens, one history-making play at a time. Switch to Xfinity and get TV, phone, and internet for just $99 a month for 12 months, plus an HD DVR free for 3 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Here's to the pursuit of better, faster, cleaner, funner. Here's to the pursuit of another 100 years of earning America's trust. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Now, people are saying that you think you colder than me. Nice little trick, but those were some important papers. I'm Ice Cube, and nothing's colder than the Ice Cube. Did you just know me?
Ice Cube is cold, but Coors Light is super cold.
I hope you got a mop in that bucket.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
I kept thinking, oh, other people's houses burn, ours doesn't burn. When my husband went into the basement to get our son, he saw the whole wall on fire. I was just kind of numb through it. I didn't really take stock of all the damage. I didn't even think about that. The only thing I could think of was everybody's okay, so everything else isn't important. I'm happy I had Pekin Insurance. It was good to us.
Beyond the expected, Pekin Insurance. In Rock Island, contact Ben Farrar and Company. And in Bluegrass, Nelson Rule Agency.
Find hot deals during the Menards Summer Sale. Find everything you need to update your landscaping. River Rock has a natural look. 4 bags are $7. Red bark nuggets are perfect for planting beds and play areas. $3.44 per bag. Breckenridge retaining wall blocks create a beautiful look and come in gray, tan, mocha, or red, only $1.18 each. Finish your outdoor project with a new patio. 12-inch slate top patio blocks in quarry gray are only $1.79 each.
Save big money at Menards.
You're watching the home of the Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, and White Sox. Comcast Sportsnet.
Time now for our Four Seasons Heating and Air Conditioning. Who's not and who's hot? See, I screwed you up there a little bit. Michael Morse, 348 BA, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs. Matt Kemp, 455 with 3 homers, 6 knocked in. And Jolice Shashin, 2-0 with a .64 ERA and 16 Ks. Who's not? How about Kelly Johnson of the D-backs, 3 for 25 with a 120 batting average. Andre Ethier went from red hot to ice cold, 6 of 29. Chad Billingsley blowing up for the Dodgers, 0-2 with a 13.50 ERA and just 8.2 innings pitched. Welcome back to Coors Light Cubs post-game live alongside Todd Hollinsworth. I'm David Kaplan. All right, in today's game, you looked at Doug Davis going in and you looked at Freddie Garcia and thought, okay, the Cubs have a chance offensively, but Davis had done nothing to indicate that he was going to handcuff one of the better offensive teams in the game. It looked like from the get-go, he was throwing free and easy. Is warm weather do that?
Well, you just kind of were wondering if he was going to be able to sustain what he did early in this ball game. And you're right. I don't know if the warm weather did that, but you know, I just see his confidence growing more than anything. I know he's coming in. He hadn't won a game for the Cubs yet, and I think everybody understood that. But, I mean, if you look back to his last few starts, things have been better for him. He was a little erratic when he got up here. Sure, he's coming off the injury. He's missed a great deal of time, but he's been fantastic of late, and I think he's only going to get better, which is increasing his value for himself personally. Obviously, the Cubs are going to benefit from it if he continues to do what he did today.
And one thing that we were not sure we would get out of Doug Davis today was going deep into the ball game, give the bullpen a chance to get some guys some rest. The last time Doug Davis reached 7 innings pitched in a start was October 4th, 2009. That start at Wrigley Field when he beat the Chicago Cubs. How about that?
I mean, you see right here in the box scores, not much to talk about. A couple isolated good at bats late in the ball game, but that is just about it. I mean, he handcuffed a lineup. Their 2 through 5 hitters came in today, 69 home runs. I mean, there was 2 hard hit balls in this game. I mean, you want to talk about what he did. There wasn't much. I mean, this Yankee offense, which had been clicking on all cylinders since Derek Jeter got hurt, they've been firing out the runs left and right. Struggled today, and they struggled with the soft stuff.
All right, time for our Dunkin' Donuts high-energy play. Top of the second, Russell Martin with a grounder to third, and Aramis Ramirez. Watch this play. This was pretty.
This is the passion I'm talking about. I mean, guys, anticipating plays, making plays. I mean, this is the hop and the step that we're talking about. He comes in, really all he's got is the bare hand play, makes a clean pick right there with his bare hand, all in one motion's obviously able to make the throw. He's got the catcher running. He's got a little bit more time, so you do things a little bit more under control in that situation. He's able to make a great play. Boy, he had an awful lot of action down there at third base today. But again, as you see, it was balls that were hit off the end of the bat, balls that were jamming hitters. I mean, there was, you know, a lot of action on the infield, but these were not hard hit balls. There was only, again, those couple line drives that we saw in the course of this game. So it was imperative that the defense be good. Doug Davis is not going to go out there and strike out 10, 12 batters. He's going to fool some guys, but there's going to be contact, so your defense has to be on top of their game. Cubs were on top of their game today.
Let's hear from Aramis Ramirez in the Cubs locker room just a few minutes ago.
Well, we played a great game. Offensively, we don't hit the way we like to, but you got to be able to win those close games too. And we give Davis some wrongs early, so we went out there and battled.
Garcia is always tough because he knows how to pitch to people, but you seem to wait for him.
Well, he's not going to overpower anybody. But he moved the ball away, he changed speed, keep you off balance. And like I said, you know, we scored some runs early, and you know, that gave us a win.
Did you feel the buzz out there? Let's check out the numbers from the Cubs starting lineup today. Kosuke did get that walk in the first and scored, coming around on the double by Castro, who had 2 doubles today. Blake DeWitt had a knock. Aramis 2 hits, drove in 2 of the 3 runs. A hit for Tony Campana, which was a bunt single. So not a ton of productivity, but enough to win.
But the key being that they were able to do it together, and I talk about this all the time. You're going to score some runs if you can string some hits together. It's, again, the long ball, it's fantastic, but if the long ball's not going to be there, you've got to do it as a unit, and you've got to feed off each other. So what do? You get the leadoff walk, you get the RBI double right behind it. Again, you move again later on in the ballgame, you get the leadoff double. You follow that up with a single and another single. You're going to score some runs, but it's how you put your hits together. How many times we've seen this Cubs box score where you'll get those 8 hits and they're littered all over the box score. Everybody's kind of contributing, but in different spots. Today, you saw it all at one time. I mean, they got completely shut down for the rest of the ball game. The only base hit they had was the Tony Campana bunt base hit after that 3rd inning, but they did just enough. That's the one thing that the Yankees were missing. The hits that they had, they weren't able to string them together. They were very isolated, a lot of times with 2 outs, and those hits just really don't turn into much.
Still to come on the show, we will look ahead at tomorrow's game at Wrigley, and there's still time to vote on our opinion poll question. We want to know, which of these American League teams do you most like to see play at Wrigley Field? The Tigers, the Bo Sox, the White Sox, or the Yankees? Log on to CSNChicago.com, visit the Cubs team page, cast your vote. Results coming up after the break.
Cubs Postgame Live is brought to you in part by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Find hot deals during the Menards Summer Sale. Add a stylish new touch to your bathroom with a vanity from Pace. The Charleston with slow close drawers is $149. The Plantation vanity is $229. Update your kitchen or bathroom with a new faucet from Delta. They're all on sale. The one-handle classic kitchen faucet with matching side sprayer is $49 after rebate. This two-handle Porter High Arc bathroom faucet is $69.
Save big money at Menards.
The home side is something going on across. Some watch simply for the love of the game.
I'm the big guy.
Others seek out the best players or the biggest matchups and wait for the unpredictable outcome. But for most fans, it's about experiencing every magic moment live as it happens, one history-making play at a time. Switch to Xfinity and get TV, phone, and internet for just $99 a month for 12 months, plus an HD DVR free for 3 months. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Sportsnet Central. We capture the must-see highlights, deliver the late-breaking news, and produce the in-depth interviews you crave on Sportsnet Central every day on Comcast Sportsnet.
Rover LR4.
It's the bottom of the ninth. Full count. It all comes down to this pitch. Darryl steps up to the plate. It could be. It could be. It's gone. Darryl has done it again.
Everything baseball. Sports Authority, all things sporting good. Proud supporter of Backyard Dreams and the Chicago Cubs.
Sports Authority is proud to be the official sporting goods retailer of the Chicago Cubs. Sports Authority, all things sporting good.
We want to thank everyone who made it out to our Comcast Sportsnet Northside Baseball viewing party at the Full Shilling on North Park Street this afternoon. Those who made the trip won some prizes, enjoyed some ice-cold Coors Light. We're going to get a couple of those. And most importantly, a win by the Northsiders over the Evil Empire. Thank you again for coming. In our Cubs poll question, we asked, which of these American League teams do you most like to see play at Wrigley Field? And here's what you said. The White Sox, the winner. I'm surprised by that. I voted Yankees.
I voted Yankees as well. I'm a bit surprised.
Because you get the White Sox every year.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought, oh, it's rare you get the Yankees. People will go Yankees. They didn't.
Well, you know, in a year where, you know, again, both of our teams are down, you'd still think that those percentages would be higher. But yet the voters, they believe that the White Sox.
They spoke.
That's right. It's much bigger than even I believe.
Chicago, vote early and often. Let's check out the pitching matchup for tomorrow's Game 2. Ryan Dempster takes on his former teammate with the Marlins, A.J. Burnett.
Well, this is going to be another interesting one. It's going to be interesting just because what the elements are going to be like tomorrow. Demp's been throwing the ball, lights out, getting it done, dominating stuff. But again, I think you saw the key today. Both of these guys, Freddie Garcia and Doug Davis, with their off-speed stuff, I think it's going to be key again tomorrow. Whether A.J. Burnett's going to be able to command his over-the-top 12-6 curveball. We talk about Demp splitting in his slider. Both of these teams right now looking for some offense. So I think Demp is, you know, if he continues to do what he's done in his last two starts, I think he's going to be just absolutely fantastic tomorrow. But I think the key is going to be, again, his off-speed pitches.
Interesting to see what the weather is. There's a chance of some rain. We'll see. If it's hot and sunny, ball could be flying.
It might be.
And we'll see you on Monday at U.S. Cellular. Thank you for watching Coors Light Cubs Post-Game Live. For Todd Hollinsworth, I'm David Kaplan. For our great crew here at CSN, you have a great weekend. We'll see you.
Cubs Postgame Live is presented to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.